everyone. This is the creative, authentic assessment work of Group 9 with the title Practical Strategies to Promote Learning and Teaching Through Differentiation That Meet Individual Needs. This video clip shows how the teacher handle the learners and apply practical strategies to promote learning and teaching through differentiation that meets individual needs. And also, it teaches us on how they manage and apply it with the learners. Without any further ado, let us begin.
Look at all these great volunteers. Go ahead. Yes, nice job. So the impact of differentiation, the students feel successful. They feel supported. They know if something is difficult for them, there's something that's a little more in line with their strengths coming up soon. So it really makes education fun and approachable. I really think it's the most effective way that I have seen to teach.
The vision and the mission of Highlander is to use innovative practice as a social catalyst. We want our kids to be able to do anything any other kid from Providence could do.
We use differentiation all across the curriculum here at Highlander, and especially in the first grade. Although the content is the same, having the stations really allows me to tailor my lessons to each individual group of learners. So how the differentiation looks in my classroom, we start off with a whole group lesson. So let's get our reading glasses on. Let's get the letter part of our brains activated. This section of our curriculum, we have been looking at non-fiction texts. When we're looking at our book today, we're going to be thinking about where we can get information. And then in the phonics realm, we focused on contractions. We're taking two words, and what are we sticking them together with?
Apostrophe.
Yes, Karen. And then we break off into our small groups. So our yellow group is still learning how to do a lot of our literacy things. The green group is doing pretty well, but has a few things to work on still. And our blue group is hitting all the first grade standards and needs to be stretched. So our differentiation kind of takes two forms. The first is by student grouping, and the second is by modality of learning. We have 20 minutes per station, and there are 3 of the stations. The students will rotate through all 3 stations each day.
So our first station for the blue group is the computer station.
The students use a Google form to check in. They'll normally watch a video or carefully observe a photograph and answer some questions about that.
We watched a video about how to grow a seed. We had to type in our favorite part and why.
After they finish that form, they can check out an ebook.
And then you could do this game of reading called Teacher Must Know How to Read.
We're delivering things in a way that is visual, that is auditory, that is individual to the students through the technology.
After that, she rings the bell.
Clean up, switch up, first grade readers.
We switch to the sort station.
Our sort station is more of a physical modality. They're using their bodies, which is so important for first graders. They need to move. Kids are cutting out the words, they're gluing them down.
We had a contraction game. It's fun because it's all mixed up and you had to find the right pieces. And then after we do that, we do rainbow writing.
That's another way that we differentiate. If students are able to get through more work, then they have some freedom of choice. Clean it up, switch it up. The last station, we're talking to each other and learning from each other. So that's more of the social interaction type of modality.
I like the teacher station the most because we get to be with Miss Gallagher and we get to learn cool stuff.
So take a look at the illustrations on this page, right? And the content is the same, but it can be differentiated in a number of ways. My blue group, for example, they know what text is. They know what illustrations are. And so for them, I create a Venn diagram.
You need to make one circle like this, and then you make another circle overlapping.
Oh! For the yellow or the green group, I'm just leaving the Venn diagram out of it. We're still doing essentially the same thing, but just that piece that might be confusing to some of those students, I just leave that out for a later time. They'll get to it. All right, so clean up and meet me in the middle of the rug for writing. Nice work, first grade.
Being able to move through those stations, it's just another level of helping the students learn as much as they can each year. They really feel excited when they make that growth.
They're proud of themselves. They feel like they're effective learners. As a teacher, honestly, it is a lot of work, but the results that you see in the happy faces of the kids and the good feeling that you have in the classroom is worth it.
In the video we shared, we can obtain learning in different ways. Showing and guiding students for their betterment will significantly contribute a great help in impact for the upcoming challenge in the student's life. I can incorporate learning to the students by simply guiding them, helping them, and making them remember it at any time. In this case, this learning will engrave in their heart and they will never forget it. Every viewer of this multi-grade class movie, especially those who plan to become a teacher in the future, is greatly impacted because it can serve as a reference for regular instruction that is important for all young learners. As a teacher at this school, she demonstrates the significance of every learner being taught to be a good, even those who are taught that children will learn more and interact with others who will shape their learning. Applying their learning and experience will be their map that will guide them to the right path, a path that leads to success.
This way of teaching are applicable in teaching multi-grade classes because it differentiating instruction to reach all the students. It really makes education fun and approachable that is effective to teach in the student. The student feel they are effective learners and it allows all the students to work at their own pace and choose supplemental activities. Through this video, we can be effective. We can be effective teacher in the future by doing this track.
While watching the video that we had presented, I recognized that as a teacher in the Multigrade classroom, it is not just about teaching the students and doing your best as a professional educator. It is also about the passion and commitment of us teachers to help and nourish the children. I myself know how hard it is to be a teacher and to be able to help more children because I know that being a teacher is not an easy task one can do. It may be exhausting for the teachers like us, but the happiness education can give to the children and the parents is one thing that motivates us teachers. A multigrade classroom is an environment for the diversity of the multigrade learners that needs a flexible teacher to accommodate all the students in the grade levels. Based on the video that our group presented, one of the strategies of these teachers is giving specific colors and color codings to the learners depending on their grade levels. Next is making an individual session for every grade levels to avoid disorganized in the classroom. And lastly, teaching the same lesson with different approach to assist the children in learning the given lesson. I think that the strategies for us teachers, future educators will only depend on the available and accessible resources that we can find in the classroom. Because I also think that a multigrade teacher is the way of teaching the students with different levels of grade, making a good experience for the students in order to have a good learning experience. Now in the multigrade classroom, there are various ways and strategies to effectively give learning and become an effective teacher. One of these is giving different certain levels of teaching depending on the grade level of the students. Because in the multigrade class, a teacher is not only focusing on one section of the students but also applying it on the other grade levels.
We hope that you have acquired and learned some strategies on how to promote learning and teaching to differentiation that meet individual needs. Once again, this is our creative, authentic assessment work with the title Practical Strategies to Promote Learning and Teaching Through Differentiation that Meet Individual Needs. See you to the next lesson.